When people argue about the best martial art for a street fight, they imagine two warriors clashing like an anime showdown. Sparks flying, crowds cheering, dramatic angles everywhere. But real-life fights aren't cinematic. They're messy, chaotic, fast, and unforgiving. So today, we're breaking down the 10 best martial arts for a street fight, ranking them from F to S tier, based strictly on one thing: survival in real-world conditions. No mysticism, no movie logic, no pretty kata. Just what keeps you standing when adrenaline hits, vision narrows, and everything turns primal. By the end, you'll understand why some styles collapse in chaos while others thrive in it. Let's start with Kung Fu, an art with centuries of history, elaborate systems, and countless substyles. It's beautiful, philosophical, and technically rich. But here's the harsh reality. Most Kung Fu schools today emphasize forms, theatrical movements, and compliant drills that don't carry over well under real pressure. Wide stances, circular motions, and long sequences fall apart when someone rushes you aggressively at full speed. Are there old-school lineages that train hard? Yes. Do some techniques work? Absolutely. But the average practitioner rarely spars in a chaotic, full-contact environment that mimics real street violence. That means low adaptability and high difficulty applying techniques under stress. Because of that gap between tradition and real-world application, its rank becomes clear. Kung Fu lands solidly in the F tier for street practicality. Next up is Taekwondo, famous for explosive kicks, speed, and athleticism. There's no denying the power. Someone trained in TKD can throw head-height kicks faster than most people can blink. But street fights are cramped, slippery, unpredictable environments. High kicks become liabilities when there's mud, uneven pavement, or multiple opponents. And even though TKD practitioners develop great leg dexterity, they often lack hands-focused striking, clinch skills, or ground defense. Yes, a well-timed side kick can end a fight instantly, but landing that kick under stress is far from guaranteed. TKD shines when there's space, distance, and predictability, three things the street actively destroys. For those reasons, although the art has strengths, its limitations outweigh them in a chaotic scenario. So TKD earns a D tier ranking. Strong attributes, but not reliable enough. Now we move to karate, a style that varies massively depending on the dojo. Traditional karate emphasizes linear power, sharp strikes, and disciplined posture. Some dojos train with heavy conditioning, bare-knuckle body strikes, and continuous contact. Those practitioners hit hard and hit with intention. But others practice light contact point fighting, prioritizing speed tags over destructive strikes. That inconsistency makes karate tricky to rate as a whole. In a street fight, karate's straight punches, low kicks, and sudden explosiveness are extremely useful, especially when taught with realistic conditioning. The problem is that many schools don't pressure test enough, meaning practitioners freeze when chaos replaces structure. At its best, karate is brutal efficiency. At its worst, it's choreography. Because of that variance, karate lands in C tier. Solid fundamentals, but reliability depends heavily on the school. Let's talk Kumluda, kickboxing hybrid, representing modern striking gyms that blend boxing hands with Muay Thai and Dutch kickboxing combinations. These systems train constant pressure, hard sparring, and realistic ranges of combat. Practitioners learn how to handle jabs, crosses, hooks, low kicks, and combinations under stress. The reason this hybrid works so well is simplicity. Everything is short, direct, and repeatable under adrenaline. No spinning kicks, no elaborate sequences, just immediate damage in minimal motion. Kickboxing also shines in conditioning, giving students the gas tank needed to survive the initial burst of a street altercation. The weakness lies in grappling. Once the fight becomes a clinch or goes to the ground, pure kickboxers may struggle. Even so, in the stand-up portion, they're highly dangerous. For overall utility, this hybrid earns a B tier rating. Now we reach Judo, an art built on leverage, grips, and controlled throws. On a mat, Judo is phenomenal. It can send someone flying effortlessly with timing and technique. In a street fight, a throw can instantly end the confrontation. Slamming someone on concrete is far less forgiving than tatami. But here's the risk. If you go down with your opponent or lose balance mid-throw, you may land in a dangerous ground situation with no rules and potential third parties involved. Many judokas also rely heavily on the gi for grips, and street clothing doesn't always mimic those textures. Still, judo provides balance, hip control, and grip strength that help prevent being taken down. Its value is undeniable, but its risks in uncontrolled environments matter too. With its strengths and weaknesses balanced, judo lands in the B tier. Powerful, but situational. Next is wrestling, one of the most physically dominant arts in existence. Wrestlers are monsters in terms of takedown ability, pressure, strength, balance, and relentless drive. A wrestler can dictate whether a fight stays standing or goes to the ground, an invaluable advantage. They know how to clinch, how to shoot, how to sprawl, and how to maintain top control through pure pressure. Where wrestling struggles is defense against strikes. The sport doesn't train punches, timing against jabs, or avoiding hooks. Still, the ability to ragdoll an untrained opponent is unmatched. Wrestlers are hard to knock down, hard to shake off, and hard to control. In a street scenario, they can neutralize someone fast, but can get caught if they shoot in blindly. Considering all factors, wrestling earns the A tier. Incredibly strong, but missing strike awareness training. Now, let's talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the king of one-on-one grappling. BJJ practitioners excel at chokes, joint locks, positional control, and finishing submissions that completely shut down an attacker. If a fight goes to the ground and it's one-on-one, BJJ is terrifyingly efficient. The danger lies in the environment. The street has gravel, broken glass, curbs, and unpredictable threats. Being on the ground reduces mobility and makes you vulnerable to third parties. Still, BJJ gives unmatched understanding of clinch control, distance management, and escaping holds, skills that apply everywhere, not just on the mat. When adapted for self-defense rather than sport, BJJ becomes far more suited for chaotic situations. Because of its incredible strengths but environmental risks, BJJ earns an A-tier ranking. Exceptional in the right scenario, but not universally safe. Then we step into Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs. This style turns your body into a collection of natural weapons. Elbows sharp enough to cut, knees powerful enough to cripple, low kicks that kill stability, and punches built for impact. Muay Thai training involves hard sparring, clinch work, real conditioning, and dealing with aggressive pressure. All of that makes Muay Thai extremely effective in street fights. Elbows and knees thrive in close range, where most real fights occur. The only critique? Muay Thai practitioners often prefer staying in striking range rather than disengaging quickly, which might expose them to extended exchanges. But make no mistake, Muay Thai is brutal, efficient, and pressure-tested. For its sheer practicality and destructive potential, Muay Thai lands in the S tier, one step below the absolute king. Now we arrive at Krav Maga, the art built specifically for survival. No points, no rules, no elegance, just pure chaos management. Krav Maga teaches eye strikes, groin kicks, throat jabs, weapon disarms, multiple attacker strategies, and immediate disengagement. This system shines exactly where sport martial arts struggle. But here's the catch. Krav Maga quality varies wildly. Some schools train realistic, full-speed drills under stress. Others simulate fantasy scenarios with no resistance. If taught properly, Krav Maga is one of the most effective street-oriented systems ever created. If taught poorly, it's delusion. When trained with intensity and realism, its mindset and techniques work exceptionally well. With that condition in mind, Krav Maga earns an S tier, tied with the top models of street-focused self-defense.
Now the moment many expected, the throne of the ranking. No martial art dominates chaotic, real-world striking like boxing. Boxers develop footwork that avoids danger, head movement that slips punches with surgical precision, and hand speed powerful enough to stun an attacker in seconds. The jab alone, fast, straight, and disruptive, is a street fight superpower. Most importantly, boxing teaches how not to get hit, the single most important survival skill. While other arts teach techniques, boxing teaches reactions. Boxers know how to stay calm under pressure, move off the center line, create angles, and deliver short, efficient shots. In a place where one punch can decide everything, accuracy and timing matter more than variety. That is why boxing sits alone in the top seat with a clear S+ tier, the sinister tier, the highest rank. When analyzing the street context deeply, 3 qualities decide everything: reaction speed, distance control, and damage delivery. Boxing, Muay Thai, and Krav Maga stand out because they hit all 3 categories with minimal complexity. Grappling arts excel in control and neutralization, but control loses value when the environment is unstable or when multiple attackers exist. Traditional arts suffer from ritualized patterns that degrade under adrenaline spikes. A real fight is not a duel, it's an explosion. And the systems that can function inside that explosion are the ones that earned the highest ranks. And before we wrap this up, here's your mission. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dive rankings, real-world analysis, and brutally honest martial arts content, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. It helps the channel grow and guarantees you never miss our next drop.